We will solve the following exercise. The exercise is the number 2.19. A support is subjected to a force F, and F has magnitude in the I direction plus 80 units in the J direction, and this is in newtons. If the support will safely support a force of magnitude 100 newtons, what is the allowable range of values of the component Fx? Well, what the exercise is telling to me is that the force F is capable of supporting a force of magnitude 100 safely. That means that if F is bigger than 100, then this is not going to be safe. So not safe. What we have to make sure is that F must be minor than 100. What does it mean? That 100 must be greater than F. All right, as you can see right here, this is what we need, and this is the same thing. All right, 100 is major, that is greater than F, and this is the same thing, right? So they're telling me that this is going to be supported. 100 is also going to be supported, so it could be support, and I'm going to say that F must be minor or equal to 100. But what is F? Well, F has a magnitude of I don't know that yet, but F has two different components, Fx and 80. For when you want to know the magnitude of a vector, all you have to do is to evaluate the summatory between them, each one evaluated to a second power, and the square root of all that. All right, so right here I have what I need, Fx and 80. All right, so 100 squared is going to be greater or equal to Fx squared plus 80 squared. So that means that 100 squared minus 80 squared is going to be, or is needed to be, greater or equal to Fx. That means Fx squared, sorry. So that means that 100 squared minus 80 squared, and the square root of that is needed to be greater or equal to Fx. All right, remember that right here we have two different symbols. For when we are using a square root, that means that I need a number that by being multiplied by itself give a result of what I have right here. For example, the square root of 4 is going to be equal to 2, since 2 times 2 is equal to 4. But the square root of 4 is going to be also equal to minus 2. Why is that? Because minus 2 times minus 2 is also equal to 4. So as you can see, the square root is going to be like taking into account the positive and the negative symbol of the number that we get. So this is going to be plus or less. All right, when you do this square root using the calculator, is going to be equal to 60. So but we're going to do it right here. So the square root of 100 squared minus 80 squared, it is equal to 60. But as we said before, right here, this is going to be equal to plus or less 60. All right, and right here we have our gap for us to find the value in which Fx is going to be secure. All right, So fx must be greater or equal to minus 60, but it must be less or equal to 60. Alright, and right here guys we have our final answer, and this is how you can solve this exercise, taking into account well, just a little bit of knowledge of square roots, and well, actually all you have to do is to take into account this correctly.